Hi, this is Andrea from Precision Sports Therapy, and this is the first of many exercise videos we're going to be doing. I decided to do these videos because I was making stickmen and I realized losing a lot of my time with my patients, so now these are for you guys. So the first video we're going to do is shoulder and T-spine mobility, because it's really important to have that shoulder mobility, and in order to get the shoulder mobility, the T-spine, which is in the mid-back, we also need mobile. So the first exercise we are going to show you is called T-spine extension on the roller, and so it looks like this. So you get your foam roller, and then you're going to have just below woman's bra strap is where you're going to place the foam roller. You're going to have your knees bent. Your hands can either be tucked in or they can be out. If they're out, it's going to be a little more intense. So tucking in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our back and we're going to extend back. So we're not taking our head back. We're actually going to be taking our chest back. And we're going to breathe. And then we're going to come back up. So the goal is to actually get your head and your chest, your back to the floor. So then we're going to move vertebrae by vertebrae. So a vertebrae is like about this big. So it's a small movement. So we're going to move a little bit. Lift your butt up and move the roller. You can either, again, I said like in, or you can go out. And extend back, and then you move again, lift your butt up, and don't forget to breathe, and again, and breathe, and again, and then right about here you're going to get the scapulas involved, so you can either continue like this, or you can have your hands in, or your elbows in, and then you just keep moving up. There's going to come a point pretty much right about here where you're not going to feel anything. Perfect. So then the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to open up the rib cage to get the actual arm above our head. So the rib cage is attached to our spine, and it has an involvement in shoulder movement because the scapula, which is the bone right here on the back, is involved in that movement as well. So this one might be a little painful, so you're just going to have to breathe through it. So you're going to go into your abdomen and you're going to feel around the side until you feel a rib. That's your 12th rib. Then you're going to place the roller right on your 12th rib. And then you're going to keep your knees bent and everything's going to be in a line. And then you're going to fold over the foam roller, keeping your knees bent. And you're trying to decrease the distance between your underarm and between the floor. Then you're going to come back up. Same thing, you're going to roll rib by rib. You're going to fold over and come back up. And you're just going to go vertebrae by vertebrae. And then right kind of when you get just by your underarm, that's kind of like where it's going to end. And then you're going to go to the other side. And you're going to do exactly the same thing. Find that 12th rib. Then you're going to fold over. One side might be worse than the other. One side might be more painful than the other. And you're just folding over. And coming back up. And then moving the foam over a little bit. Folding over. And then coming back up. Then again. And you're doing the same thing all the way up. So these are working actually the back, but we're doing it to increase shoulder range of motion. Another one we're going to do for the back, for rotation, I like to call this the alligator opener, but you're going to take the foam roller, you're going to kind of put it between your knees. Well, actually, you're going to lay over it. So the idea is that we don't want the hip to roll back, so we're just going to have the hip here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to open up the arm. And you can see I'm tight. So this shoulder should be at the actual floor. And then bring it back. So you can do 10 of these. And each time you should be able to get further and further. So you can see how my hip is not moving. And then again. So I'm getting a little further. Good, and then 10 times, and then we're going to switch to the other side, doing the same thing. So having my leg over the roller, arms straight, and then we're going to go, and this side's going to be even worse. This is my bad side. And I've been working so hard, I haven't had time to take care of myself. Okay, and then we're going back again, and then back again. So, and you can see how each time I'm getting one more range. Okay, so 10 of those. Then the next one we're going to do is called Snow Angel on the roller. And that's involved with these bones called the scapulas in your back. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring them down and back, so you can see my shoulders down and back onto the roller. And as kids, we made snow angels in the snow. Well, this is going to be on the foam roller. So you're going to lay on your back. You're going to get your core engaged so your back is flat on the roller. You're going to basically palms up. You're going to squeeze your shoulders down and back. And then what you're going to do is, I'm just going to because I got long arms. What you're going to do is you're going to raise your arms, keeping those shoulders down and back. You're going to raise your arms up, all the way up above your head. And then back down, making sure that back stays flat and those shoulders, those scapulas down and back against the roller. And then again. And the same thing, you're going to do 10 of those. And right about here, it's going to get a little challenging, and it's actually going to feel quite nice opening up the front of the shoulder. Alrighty, so now we're going to start with some mobility for the shoulder. And I do find that most people, when they have a dysfunctional shoulder, they lack internal rotation. And the other thing is when they try and internally rotate, their shoulder comes forward like this. So we're trying to kind of like teach proper mechanics, but also this is going to warm up the shoulder. So this is what it's going to look like. The first one is called shoulder circumduction. So you're going to have your bottom hand on the top of your knees, and you're going to have your thumb down, head on the ground, and you're going to keep your thumb on the ground And you're gonna rotate without actually moving your hips, and your thumb is gonna stay on the ground all the way around, and then coming all the way back. And you're gonna do 10 of those, so it'll like, let's move forward a little bit. I'll kind of move this way a little bit so you can see what's going on the other side. So you can see my thumb is on the ground and my hips are not moving. Now the big thing is, if you can't, like right here your thumb is up, then you just move like this. And don't let those hips, because if I move those hips, my thumb touches. So I'll show you again on this side. So my hands are on my knees, my thumb is down, and then I'm rotating. So this is actually shoulder circumduction. I'm rotating all the way around to my hip with my thumb on the ground the whole way. Now, if you don't have good shoulder mobility, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna get to here, and then you're gonna go up, and then you may have to rotate your thumb like this, and then go around. And that's okay. So, but know that the goal is to keep the thumb on the ground all the time, and not let those hips move. Okay, the next one is going to be called shoulder internal rotation, and it is an isometric push. So those again are those for these people that have a hard time internally rotating. So what's going to happen is you're going to lay on your side, and you're going to have your elbow and your shoulder in a line, and then your elbow and your wrist in a line, so basically 90 degrees. Then you're going to keep your shoulder on the ground, and the first one you're going to do is you're going to go back, and you're going to feel until when your shoulder pops up. Now you may be able to get all the way on the ground, and that's good. If you don't and you're here and your shoulder pops up, I want you to go back a little bit, push your shoulder to the ground. Then you're going to take your hand and you're going to push on the wrist. So you're literally pushing your hand this way, and your hand is pushing back this way, but there's no movement, so it looks like this. So I'm getting some actual contraction in the muscle, but there's no actual movement. And we're going to hold for 15 seconds, and then we're going to drop it down again. We're going to push, hold for 15 seconds, and drop it down again. And then push and hold for 15 seconds and drop it down again. Now, generally, when you can't rotate this way, it's because the subscapularis, a muscle that lies inside of the actual, in here, it becomes really tight and restricts that. Now, if we're going the other way, if we're going to go this way, the thing that restricts it is tight internal rotators, and they're on the back of the scapula. So they're on the actual, here's the scapula, they're on the back side of the scapula. And so that limits that. So here I'm going to have my hand on my shoulder, and then right about there it wants to pop up. I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing, but now my arm is pushing back, and I'm pushing my arm down. So I'm going to hold for 15 seconds. And relax, let it go. And then hold for 15 seconds. And then relax, let it go. So you can see how I'm getting further and further. And you can see that the shoulder is not rising up. And then hold for 15 seconds. And relax, let it go. And hold for 15 seconds. And relax, let it go. So that is basically called isometric. So basically we're engaging the muscle without any movement, and I'm using those isometric contraction to actually gain range of motion. Another way you could put it is a PNF stretch, which is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Then the next one we can do is we can move up to the wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our bums against the wall. We're going to have, so you should be able to have your elbows and your hands touch the wall. Okay? And then the idea is you're going to bring those scapulas, they're called. You want to bring them down and into your back pocket. So basically, these two bones here, you want to bring them down and into your back pocket, and you're going to have them hold them against the wall. So these are called wall slides. So you're going to bring your shoulders down and into your back pocket. Now my arms and my wrists touch the wall, and then what you're going to do is you're going to raise your arms and raise them up, making sure that scapula stays on the wall, and then back down. Now some people are going to be out like this, and generally that's tight internal rotators, so tight in here, restricting you from going this way. So this is an exercise you won't be ready for, so what you want to do is do that last exercise on the floor. And then the next exercise we're going to do is called threading the needle, and that's for rotation of the T-spine, which is the upper back. So what you're going to do is get on all fours, and then you're going to basically take your, we'll take my right hand, we're going to have our palm down, or sorry, our palm up, and we're going to go all the way through the body, and then we're going to come back up. And then we're going to go all the way through the body, and come back up. And then we're going to go all the way through the body, and then come back up, and then again. So we're doing that 10 times on that one side, then we switch around, and we're going to do 10 times on this side. So you may find one side is going to be easier, and then you can see I'm more restricted on this side, left side, so, and each time hopefully you'll get more movement. Okay, so these exercises are basically for pre-warm-up, so a dynamic warm-up that you can use before you actually go into your upper body workouts. It's really important to do mobility exercises before you engage in strength training. Thank you very much.